Hi everyone, my name is Izzie and I'm a yoga teacher. This is the second video that will go onto the Izzie Yoga YouTube channel. I thought this was a good time to introduce the leg warmers. They're really important. Without further ado, you may need a mat, but today we'll be standing quite a fair amount, so you may not actually need a mat, provided you have a floor that's quite sticky, so wooden floor is quite good. If not, using the mat barefoot, as this creates a nice contact with the mat, with the floor. And first of all, just bringing the awareness to the feet and the touching point of the foot against the mat, and really aiming to spread out the sole of the foot on the ground. So maybe lifting the toes a little bit, maybe one toe at a time if you can, gently swaying and shifting the weight from left to right. Then perhaps lifting on the tiptoes a little bit, coming back down, lifting on the heels, really spreading the foot against the floor, rooting in, anchoring the feet into the ground, finding that contact. Then perhaps gently bending the knees a little bit, making sure the knees are nice and soft, so not locked in. Adding a little bit of movement for the arms, circling the arms, starting to create space in the lungs and in the body. And then finally, when you're finding that position for the feet, maybe gently turning the palms towards the front, so palms facing forward, and making sure the pelvis is nice and neutral, so not bum sticking out or all tucked in, just neutral position for the pelvis, with the feet a little bit apart. And when you're ready, if that's okay for you, closing the eyes, taking one big inhale through the nose and letting go of a big sigh through the mouth, just indicating to the mind and the body that it's time to arrive and settle. And if you've closed your eyes, perhaps you've already noticed how your body has started swaying as you're looking for your balance without the visual clues. Now gently bringing the awareness to the body, the mind, the breath, creating space, creating stillness. Gently focusing the mind and the awareness to the feet and the sole of the foot, the contact of the foot with the ground. And just for a moment, observing those sensations in the feet, the sensation of contact, the sensation of pressure, the sensation of heaviness. Just taking a moment there. Now starting to shift the awareness to go up the legs, and again at each part observing the sensation. So observing the sensation in the ankles, the calves, the shin, the knees, making sure the knees aren't locked in but they're nice and soft. Carrying on the journey, observing sensation in the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, and here taking a moment to acknowledge how important the pelvis is, supporting the rest of the weight of the body, all the weight that we carry in the upper body, the chest, the head, how important the hips are for our upward journey. Carrying on, moving the awareness to now encompass the whole of the chest, the whole of the upper body, the arms, visualizing the arms simply dangling alongside the body with the palms facing up, and noticing, observing the sensation of heaviness of the arms. Now bringing one hand on the tummy and one hand on the chest, still keeping the eyes closed, bringing the awareness to the breath and the journey that the air takes, starting with the nose, going all the way through the back of the throat, inside the chest and the lungs. And noticing as you inhale how the chest has started to lift. And noticing how the chest gently softens back down as you exhale. And following the journey, now bringing the awareness to the tummy. And perhaps making a conscious effort to relax the muscles of the tummy. We're so used to holding in the tummy. This time, simply allow the tummy to hang, do its thing. And notice the tummy lifting up against your hand as you inhale. And gently come back down as you exhale. Now starting to engage the Ujayii breath. And if you've got no idea what the Ujayii breath is, imagine you have a mirror in front of your mouth and you're trying to steam up the mirror with the open mouth. Now doing exactly the same, but keeping the mouth closed. So creating that sound with the breath, the sound of the ocean. This is called the Ujayii breath, the victorious breath. And come back to this breath at any point during the practice. Now gently opening the eyes, keeping a soft gaze, releasing the arms down and starting to bring movement to the breath. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, bringing the arms down. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, bringing the arms up in front of you here. One breath. On the next inhale, opening the arms to the side really wide. Creating space in the chest. Exhale, closing the arms and giving yourself a hug. So grabbing hold of your shoulder blades with your hands. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, closing the arms. And remember which arms was at the top first. And maybe switching side for the next cycle. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, close. Inhale to open, lifting the chest towards the ceiling, and exhale, close. On the next inhale, releasing the arms down. Feel free to add a little bit of movement here, maybe bringing the weight from side to side, maybe rolling the shoulders a little bit. Now from this position, with your feet slightly apart, both hands on your side of your hips, inhale here. As you exhale, tipping the chest to the right side. So align your right hand to go across on the side of your right leg and the left hand just following your chest on the left side. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tipping to the other side, to the left. Inhale, coming back up. As you exhale, tipping to the right and making sure you're not collapsing the chest forward. So imagining you are flat. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tipping to the left. And this time extending the right arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tipping to the right. Right hand following your right leg. Left arm lifting towards the ceiling. And looking towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tipping to the left, extending the left arm towards the ceiling, looking up. Inhale, chest comes back up, hands on the side. Last few cycles. Exhale, tipping to the right, extending the left arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back up, last one. Exhale, tipping to the left. Left hand against your leg, right arm towards the ceiling. And inhale, coming back up. Nice long breath here. On the next inhale, rolling the shoulders out, looking up, arms on the side. As you exhale, rolling the shoulders forward, bringing the arms to the front, bending the knees, rounding up the back. Inhale, stretching the legs, opening up, arms to the side, lifting the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms circling to the front, rounding up the back, tucking the pelvis in, the knees are bent here. Inhale, lifting up, stretching the legs, rolling the shoulders out, looking up. Exhale, arms to the front, rounding up the back, tucking the pelvis in, knees are bent. A few more of those. Inhale, lifting up, lifting the chest, arms to the side. Exhale, arms to the front, rolling up the back, rounding up the back, knees are bent, pelvis tucked in. Inhale, coming back to the center, adding a bit of motion here, whatever you need. Now with your feet a little bit apart once again, hands on the hips, inhale here. Exhale, pushing the hips to the left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, pushing the hips to the right. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, hips to the left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, pushing to the right. Inhale, back to the center. Now making sure your knees are nice and soft. Keeping the hands on the hips, creating circling motion with the hips. Going to the front, to the left, to the back, and to the other side. And maybe circling to the other side, in the other direction. Don't forget to breathe. And then coming back to the center. Again, feet together, hands on your hips. Starting to lift the right foot off the ground. So if you find balancing a little bit tricky, you can always grab a chair and magically a chair appears. So grabbing onto a chair or maybe a piece of furniture. If you find balancing tricky, right foot starts to go off the ground, right hand on your hip. And first of all, making circling motion with your right foot. Nice long breath here. And even if you're using a chair, maybe now and again, see if you can find the balance, build on it. Then going into the other direction with the foot. And then adding the full leg to include that circling motion. So leading with the right knee. Nice long breath. You can hold on to the chair if you need to. And then going into the other direction. Nice long breath. On the next exhale, releasing the right foot down. Feel free to add a bit of movement. Ready to do the other side. Hands on your hips. Bringing the weight onto the right leg. And starting to lift the left foot off the ground. And when you're ready, creating circling motion with the foot. Waking up the ankles. Going into the other direction. And then including the whole leg in this circling motion. Leading with the knee. Nice long breath. Going nice and slow in this circling motion. Aiming to really control the motion and find the balance. And on the next exhale, releasing the left foot down. Nice long breath as usual, connecting with the breath. And feel free to perhaps stretch the back of the foot on the ground, releasing the toes and the ankles. Now bringing the hands right behind the hips. So here, both hands right behind your hips here. Both feet facing forward, a bit of space between the feet. As you next inhale, pushing the hips forward, allowing your shoulders to go to the back and supporting the back with the hands. Few breaths here. Just taking the time. And on the next inhale, coming back to the center, release the arms, feel free to add a bit of movement. Now bringing the hands back to the back of your hips. So for the next few movements, the movement will seem very small and like not much is going on, but actually it has a lot of benefits in terms of mobility. Again, some distance between the feet, knees are nice and soft, hands behind your hips, ready for support. Inhale here. As you exhale, bringing the left hand to meet the right hand. So a little bit of a twist of the chest, but the right hip is pushed to the front. Inhale, coming back, left hand behind your left hip. Exhale, right hand to the left hip. Inhale, back to the center, right hand behind your right hip. Exhale, left hand towards the right hip. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, right hand to the left hip. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, left hand to the right hip. Inhale, back to the center. Last one. Exhale, right hand to the left hip. Inhale, coming back to the center. And as usual, feel free to add a bit of movement. Once again, keeping some distance between the feet. Knees are nice and soft. Inhale, lifting the arms up, looking up. Exhale, hands together in prayer pose, bending the knees, keeping the back nice and straight. So finding a squat. Inhale, stretching the legs, opening the arms up. Exhale, hands together, bend the knees. Inhale, stretch, opening the arms. Exhale, close, hands together, bend the knees, and only going as far as your squat feels comfortable. Inhale, pushing through the legs, opening the arms. Exhale, hands together, bending the knees, finding the squatting position. Inhale, coming back to the center and releasing the arms. Feet a little bit apart once again. When you're ready, big inhale here, hands in prayer pose if you want. Exhale, bringing the right foot behind and doing a little curtsy. So right foot is now to the left, front leg is bent and my chest still facing forward. Inhale, coming back up, back to the standing position, both feet on each side of each other. Exhale, left foot to the right, little curtsy. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, right foot to the left, bending the knees. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, left foot to the right, little curtsy. Inhale, coming back up. Now you can bring this a little bit further if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, doing the same movement, but this time you can have the hands resting on your front leg when you're doing the little curtsy, or perhaps even touching the ground. So let's see how it goes. Inhale here. Exhale, right leg to the back and the hands on my front leg. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left foot to the back. Inhale, coming back up. Now trying to touch the ground. Exhale, right foot to the back. Going down, touching the ground with my right hand. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, left foot to the back, touching the ground with my left hand. Inhale, back up. Let's do two more. Exhale, right foot to the back, touching the ground. Inhale, coming back up. Last one. Exhale, left foot to the back, touching the ground and coming back up. Nice long breath. Well done. feel nice and warmed up now. So if you like to bring a chair and simply sit down on the chair, feet firmly placed on the ground, resting the hands on the knees or on the thighs. And just allowing the breath to come back to natural pace. Maybe closing the eyes. Just taking a moment in order to close the session and take with you all the goodness of today's practice. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon again. Thank you.